Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my second installment of my Creating Tarot Cards as Sims series. So today we will be moving on to card number 1, even though this is the second video in my series. The second card in a tarot deck is technically considered to be card number 1, which is the Magician. Before we get into the Create a Sim process, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit of information about the Magician card so you know what he represents and the energies that kind of go along with him, because like I said in my previous video where I made the Fool card, I definitely consider what each card represents. The Magician is also typically known as the Magus. The Magician, I think, is pretty unique because he melds together the magical with the reality-based power. When the Magician appears in a spread, it points to the talents, capabilities, and resources at a person's disposal that they can utilize to succeed in whatever it is that they set their sights on. The message that comes along with the Magician card is to tap into one's full potential rather than holding back, especially when there is a need to transform something, whether that be oneself, circumstances surrounding a person, or different aspects of their existence. In the traditional interpretation of the Magician, a man is depicted standing in front of a powerful altar. Resting on top of the altar are 4 different tools, which are pentacles, cups, swords, and wands, respectively. The Magician knows how to utilize all 4 of these resources in order to manifest or to create anything that he wishes to in his life. Some keywords that go along with the Magician are determination, dexterity, skillfulness, and he is often depicted as a strong and powerful man. The planetary association for the Magician card is actually the planet of Mercury, and the element is the element of air. And what I did not know is that the color yellow and the color blue are associated with him. It was interesting to me that blue was associated with the Magician, where in the depiction of him there are so many reds, and I feel that red is an extremely powerful color. So I went out on a whim and I leaned more into the red color scheme for his design. So with all of that background information out of the way, let's jump right into the Create a Sim for my Magician card. Alright, so diving right into this Create a Sim, I knew going into this process that I did not want my Magician to look as if he comes from a European-based country. I wasn't quite sure which ethnicity or nationality I wanted him to belong to, but I was thinking something along the lines of the Middle East. I'm not quite sure if I accurately depicted this in his design, but just so you guys know, that was definitely my thought process. I also decided to make him an adult sim rather than a young adult sim because I feel that he is definitely further along his journey than the Fool, and he has more wisdom and more authority, so I wanted him to be a bit older. I also wanted his lips and his facial features not to look as if he was scowling, but not to be as smiley and approachable as my previous Fool tarot card. I also went ahead and made him a spellcaster, and I decided I wanted to give him a magical iris eye look because I thought that would be pretty fun. Jumping right into his hair, I knew that I wanted him to have dark hair, and I knew that I wanted it to be a little bit longer. And I also knew I wanted to give him facial hair, some bushier, arched eyebrows. I definitely didn't want him to look mean. I just wanted him to look serious and focused on his craft. Jumping into his outfits, here is his first everyday look that, like I said in my previous video, I want each of these characters to have an old-fashioned fantastical outfit, at least one of those. I decided to give him this red, really cool historical fantasy outfit, as well as, it's actually a headband, but in the traditional depiction of the Magician, I noticed that he is wearing something around the crown of his head, which may be a crown. I'm not really sure. I probably should have looked further into that, but I found this really cool golden headband that looks like it could be sort of like a crown, and it ended up matching his first everyday wear outfit perfectly, so I went ahead and chose that. In terms of his style, I wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go in necessarily. I just knew that I wanted him to dress a little bit more mature, and I wanted him to appear as though he has an established sense of self, and also I wanted him to have that magical element present in all of his outfits. Now with my magician character, I did not necessarily stick to modern day apparel for each of his outfits just because he kind of has that magical energy to him, and he's not somebody that I think would really mesh well with modern day styles. So I tried to give him outfits that could be perceived as both a little bit historical, a little bit fantastical, and yet also blend in with modern day clothing. For his party wear, I found this really fun jacket that has eyes and all types of embellished symbols all over it. And I thought that this was the perfect jacket for him because in my mind, the random symbols could be magical symbols or rune symbols or some sort of symbols that he uses in his manifestation or magical alchemic practices. To me, his style is both formal and yet casual at the same time, something eclectic and definitely unique that you don't necessarily see people walking around in every day. I'm thinking for my magician character, he's probably in his late 30s to early 40s or maybe even mid 40s. I don't know if you can really tell that because of the skin details. They tend to smooth out the Sim's skin a bit, but in my mind, he is in his 40s. I wanted to give him some magical red and gold eyes for his more fantastical outfit. I love the way this first version of him came out in his historical garb with his golden crown and his red sparkly eyes. And then in my mind, when he's not in his true form, his spellcaster form, he uses a bit of glamour to disguise his eyes back to something more human that blends in with all the people around him. And in terms of his aspirations, I went ahead and made him a spellcaster. So I believe he has the nerd brain perk. He is also self-assured, ambitious, and a genius. And then with his formal wear, I gave him an outfit that kind of looks a little bit like an old-fashioned circus ringleader outfit, maybe a little bit cheesy, but while he doesn't necessarily seek attention if he's going to some sort of formal occasion or a party, he is not shy either. Like I said, he's self-assured, so maybe he likes to put on magical displays to try and scope out potential magicians that he could train as apprentices. He would kind of play into that role a little bit, just to amuse himself, if not for any other reason. For his sleepwear, I really loved this old-fashioned flowy shirt, and then for his party wear, I had to give him that really cool embellished jacket. And then for his hot weather wear, because his color that is technically associated with him traditionally is a blue color, I wanted to give him at least one outfit that had blue in it. So while it seems out of place with his other outfits, I still thought that this looked like a pretty cool choice. So that is about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my rendition of the Magician Tarot card, and I hope you guys tune in for my next tarot card video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye guys.